I'm Franz Harary, and this is Magic Planet. Join me this evening as I look back on over 30 years of magic, illusions, and a lot of bad hair days. Moments that, well, perhaps I'd just like to forget. All that and more when we return on this very special Magic Planet.
In the world of modern magic, one man has redefined the art form of illusion. This man has made it his quest to share his illusions with the people of this planet, and in turn bring the magic of the world's people to you. Join us now on a journey through Franz Harary's Magic Planet.
Saying, there is only one thing in this world that remains constant, and that is change. Franz Harary has changed his face in the world of magic many times, or at least his wardrobe and hair.
What Franz has done for magic is what Michael Jackson has done for music and pop music.
Is the hair good? Okay, good.
From Doug Henning, the rock star magician, to spandex and ponytails, Franz Harary keeps his fans on the edge of their seats with his ever-changing looks. Gavin Porter, the Harary team snake wrangler and stunt coordinator for the last 5 years, stopped by the Harary residence for some tea and a look back at the last 30 years of Mr. Harary's Odyssey in Illusion.
So this is what year right here?
This is 2000. This is In Sync. This is a very young, starry-eyed Franz floating Michael Jackson back in the dressing room. So this is my ego wall here.
This is awesome right here.
That is 1987. You can watch my career through the transitions of my hair. That was me in all my glory. In the 70s, I was doing birthday parties. When I was growing up in junior high school, that's when I decided I was going to be a singer. I was going to go to New York, and I was going to be a musical comedy star. When I first put together this show, I decided that I wanted it to be 50-50 dancing and magic. I immediately started studying Doug Henning. Now, Doug Henning was this really, really famous illusionist from the 70s. He wore spandex and he had the big hair and the mustache. And, well, the short of it is, I wanted to be Doug Henning.
Franz Harary blossomed in the late 1970s. His passion for the science and artistry of magic was unprecedented.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next illusion, the ultimate challenge. To travel faster than the speed of light. Don't blink or you'll miss Apollo.
I discovered magic when I was about 13 years old, and I found myself analyzing the tricks from this magic set. And I was kind of blown away by how something so small could fool a grown person. The name of the show back then was Odyssey in Illusion. You look back at it and now it looks pretty goofy, but at the time, it was pretty freaking cool.
And now we take you back to the days of knights in shining armor and damsels in distress, as the next illusion we're about to do was originated back in the 16th century, one of the most beautiful illusions in existence today. We invite you now to sit back, relax, and enjoy the mystery of the enchanted swords.
Everybody was a character of themselves. I mean, you look back and we were all kind of superheroes.
A magician puts on a cloak and they're stepping into the archetype of Merlin or the sage. The shining knight, the evil villain, the old hag witch, the beautiful queen. These are the fairy tale symbols of hope and freedom.
That's cooler than I remembered, actually. It's the early 80s, and Siegfried and Roy are huge, and I decided that I was going to do magic with animals myself, but clearly I wasn't getting a tiger anytime soon, but I did have a friend that had a horse ranch, and I could get my hands on a horse.
And now, to conclude the show, we proudly present Equus.
When we return, even more magic, dancing, and yes, bad hair on this very special episode of Magic Planet. Stay tuned as we turn the clock back even further and check out my magical history. It all started when I was 19. I wanted to make a car appear, but I had no money, no resources, no nothing. But again, I had my friends. We went out to this parking lot and I had no clue how I was going to do this, but I knew that I had a home video camera and a car and some friends, and I was just going to sort of wing it. While I was at the university, I get a call from the University of Michigan, and he says, I want you to direct this concert for us. We think it'd be cool if you, as a kind of local celebrity, took over the orchestra and, conducted a piece. And it's like, sure, how do I turn that down? was able to integrate all of these different effects, which, remember, at that point I was only doing magic for about 5 or 6 years. I was able to put all these effects into the actual, the classical piece itself. At the time, I didn't realize how instrumental, no pun intended, it would be in my career. But in retrospect, looking back, a lot of stuff that I was doing then, I would later apply into my work designing for pop concerts. Because it's really the same. You're dealing with musicians, instruments, music, and more importantly, you can't let the magic override the music, because in the end, it's about the music. So the year is 1992, and I had just designed a bunch of magic for Heavy D and the Boys. Before that, just every rap act from Run DMC to LL Cool J. I mean, I was deep in there. And I think for a little while, I kind of bought into my own illusion, because I decided if they can do it, I can do it. And on top of that, I was going to do it while doing magic. So I wrote what would become the first and quite possibly last rap ever in the history of my art form. It's the last rap, really, ever in the history of magic.
Okay. Anyway, talking about this whole rap thing, I mentioned I worked with MC Hammer, who, by the way, is just Hammer now, and pretty soon he'll be Ham, so we can look forward to that. But actually, working together, we became friends, and I taught him how to do a card trick. Now, I never got a chance to see him do this trick, but I'm guessing if he did, it'd look like this.
Yo, 3 cards, got a lady with a scepter, Queen Royal. So respect your 2 cards. Like the fingers on my hand, there's a 10, that's the lay of the land. Tough enough, cuz. But let me mention, you gotta watch the queen, so kick your attention right here. As I hip hop, I flip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big stop. You look to be a lucky babe at the races. I know you know exactly which way the lady faces. There's a monetary challenge if you're a dancer. A 5 spot down before you answer. I sense some hesitation as she ponders the question. Let the kid provide you with a minor suggestion. A shine aside, for sure I won't thank you. Put your money down. I thank you. Check out this miracle. Give me a lens. Look at it up a rock like these are all 10s. You see the queen has cut my seat. She's over here now. You look at this. I couldn't lose whatever came out. I like you. I let her double her change back, but this time the queen rides low on the stack. Like this. Yo, because I like her, I'll give you the opportunity to earn your money back. Watch close as I shuffle thusly. For 1 card, 2 cards, 3, 4, I ask. Put down your $5 and tell me, where's the queen? On top, you're breaking my heart. What can I tell ya? These are all 10s. You see, my friend, the queen is back over here in the bag. You're making this seriously difficult. Needless to say, giving my ladies a substantial workout for radicals.
3 cards, that's a lady with a scepter, Queen Royal, so respect your 2 cards. Like the fingers on my hand, there's a 10, that's the lay of the land, you see? I still got it. I totally just brought it on. I embraced the whole thing. I went and I grew my hair out, I had the mustache. Before that, magic was an old guy in a tuxedo doing this with cards, birds, pigeons, rabbits, that's about it. Recorded the song and then produced a magic illusion video to it.
dose-limited progress control, force amplification, and speed limitation are agreed in magic. We are faced with a situation never occurred before. Which upon catch on and there is no limit here.
With the obvious influence and friendships of some of pop culture's quintessential icons, Franz Harary was transformed to a rock star magician overnight.
Ask yourself what you'd expect to find. You take the mirror, you look behind.
Snakes, reptiles, they move very fluid and they're quick. And he oftentimes will integrate that into his style.
What Franz has taught me is that if you have the hair, if you have the mustache, if you have the music and the moves, then you have all the key ingredients to make an incredible, entertaining magic stew.
Back then, I was really living the dream. I would not leave the house unless I was wearing black leather pants and the boots and the mesh shirt and that. I mean, really, I wouldn't go to the 7-Eleven without wearing about 5 pounds worth of chains.
Or if you could hybrid Michael Jackson, or and Houdini, yeah, I'd say you got something going there.
Eyeliner isn't so much an option, it's a law. I thought about doing like permanent eyeliner so that I don't have to put an eyeliner every morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would have sucked really
Is that
bad.
your idea?
But I thought here was a guy who took glam rock, added magic to it, and did a good job with it. There was a guy at the Magic Castle who was saying how great Franz was and all that, and then I realized that was Franz. And that's how I found out about him.
I would get dressed up, I'd put on the jackets and the boots and the spandex, and I would do my dry cleaning. I became this hybrid of Billy Idol, Michael Jackson, Bon Jovi, in some cases, 2 hours of just hair preparation.
You know what the key to a good performance is?
Mascara?
No. Try again.
Practice.
Nope.
No. Sandwiches backstage.
No.
All those things work for me.
Properly applied hair gel.
Ah, yes.
That, and you know Franz.
Yes, I do.
You've got
I do.
the big hair.
It's 1988, and I can't imagine that the world that I'm working in could get any cooler than this. Magic isn't about making rabbits and pigeons appear. It's about life.
Everything about his show is just completely 100% magical.
Truthfully, the stuff that I'm doing now is stuff that I came up with like 25 years ago. So many things that happened in that year went on to form and dictate what would happen for the next 10 years. It's not real often that one year changes so much. Changed me. Hell, I'm still living 1984. You just don't see it as much.
Such a long way when I reach out for you, and to walk through the fire one more time seemed like the right thing to do. And I can taste your kisses for hours after you're gone. How could anyone feel this way and deny what is to come? So baby, I won't hesitate, won't let the doubt overtake. I'll reach inside my heart for the thing that I can.
Don't go away. We'll be back with more of Magic Planet as we bridge from the 1980s into the exciting 1990s. Here is 1989, the band Humble Warrior, a group of gentlemen that were in their time about to set out to change the face of music and music history. That never happened, but we did make a music video that was pretty cool.
she'll sing that Minotaur in your ear. And when I'm with her, I know heaven is near. That girl from Mesero Street, her laugh will make you smile till the end of the week. If you take her out dancing, be prepared to get burned. So sit back and watch her body turn. That girl from Mesero Street got a fire in her eyes and a hop in her feet. She knows the direction to the promised land. Reach out and hold her by the hand. That girl from Mesero Street, her laugh will make you smile till the end of the week. If you take her out dancing, be prepared to get burned. So sit back and watch her body turn. That girl from Mesero Street got a fire in her eyes and a hop in her feet. She knows the direction to the promise.
All through high school, all through college, I thought magic was just going to be kind of a hobby. But the whole time, I'm still doing magic, but I'm thinking that I'm going to New York. I'm going to be this singer, I'm going to be this dancer. So the whole time I'm taking dance classes. Well, yeah, I really thought I'm going to go to New York and become a singer, dancer, Broadway star.
You're a good dancer.
So, well, for the 70s and 80s, I was okay. Or at least in my mind, I was a good dancer.
Hi, I'm David. For a while, I was also known as David. I was the choreographer for Franz Harary's Magic and Illusion show from around 1979 through most of the 80s. Don't know exactly, but I taught him to move, basically.
David took my entire cast and me and taught us how to dance, how to dance like Madonna and Michael Jackson and all those moves.
First time I saw him, it was like, wow. He was doing this amazing stuff, people jumping in and out of boxes, but I thought, I could jazz this up a bit, give it a little spice, and kind of taught him to move, He's doing great stuff, but he needed to add a little bit of this, a little bit of... I think I was kind of like the one checking out what was happening next in the dance world, and saying, you got to put a little of this in, I had him popping before people were popping,
Who is your mentor as far as
mentor?
as far as
Michael
dancing
Jackson.
goes? Michael Jackson?
In my mind, I was Michael Jackson. Little bit of Billy Idol as well. He had a great deal of gratuitous sex, and I wanted that.
Our sense of personal style is constantly being driven by the media icons that we admire. I mean, they constantly have to change their image to keep us interested.
You have to integrate and make it work with the magic. When the whole breakdancing thing was going on, I didn't want him spinning on his back because he couldn't really, do much that way. But we had other people come in and make those moves.
put together this show that was very, very clean, very bright, very open. And girls in spandex and guys in spandex. I really never stopped moving forward with that whole idea of fusing magic with music, because I just think music is so strong.
It was pretty heady times, you know. Yeah. Got my whole rewarding life now, you know, but once in a while, you know, I got a few pictures on the wall and things, and I occasionally get out the tapes and run them, you know, or I rework and look at that moment, or I look through my scrapbook, or I, you know, talk to people about, you know, what it was like when I was working with Franz Harary. You know, I do go over it a little bit. You know, I check his website occasionally to see what he's up to, and you know, yeah, I think about it occasionally. But yeah, of course, I'm moved on. I've got a lot happening now. You know.
Thought, all right, it's time to reinvent myself. What's next? And back then, it was the whole kind of extreme sports thing was just starting to flower, and live the clean life. So it's like, okay, well, who am I? Where I used to be Rolling Stone, maybe now I become Sports Illustrated. I'm going to be the Sports Illustrated guy, so it's all sporty. Submarines are cool, and of course with submarines goes scuba diving, and of course more specifically spandex.
A bold style choice that included blue spandex and oversized yellow chronograph wristwatches would forever shake the world of magic. Magicians around the world would soon walk down the magical path that Franz Harary had paved.
Franz has, I want to say chutzpah.
As fantastic as it may sound, it was actually me who designed all of the wardrobe.
Celebrities have always appropriated current styles into their performance. I mean, that's really how trends are perpetuated.
Protect yourself to face the steel. A circuit's glare, a frozen stare. Look into you with Arctic eyes. Protect yourself, protect yourself.
It's the experience of going to a show and just getting your socks knocked off.
Protect yourself, protect yourself, protect yourself. So bow down to kiss the chrome. Your hands are tied, deprogrammed. synthesize all metal bones, decibel drone, and rusty static, titanium, a seed is born to take away a mental chip, a tug of war. Your system shifts and hits the floor. Protect yourself, protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect yourself.
These magicians with the wind blowing in their hair, they couldn't do that. Franz committed to that. Me, I didn't believe in it. It didn't work for me.
In 2000, I jumped over and I decided Japanese anime. So I can't really be the guy in spandex, so what else is out there that's cool? I realized that Japanese anime has all this really great imagery.
Franz Harary has touched countless lives over the last 30 years. For many, his illusions create a long-lost world of childlike wonder in the span of one performance. For others, however, the positive influence his presence brought them proved life-changing. For one man, this change took place in one fateful moment almost 20 years ago. This is Steve Moretti, Harary team stagehand from 1987 to 1992. Steve is now part owner of a pool and garden service in West Covina.
Yeah, my name's Steve Moretti, and I I worked with Franz Harary back in the day. I worked with Franz. I was stagehand. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Guy's something else with magic. He's incredible. You know, I mean, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I owe a lot to the guy. They said, hey, you know, you strong enough? I can push stuff and everything like that. I can carry. I'm strong. I'm young and everything. So I ended up, starting out, just moving equipment. Yeah, I was messed up. I was a kid that didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't have a place to live. And he tried to get through to me, and he did. He did. He got through. And he got through to a lot of people, but then, the way Franz is, he's strong, he's intense. He was a little short with me a few times at first, but I appreciated the opportunity. And man, the show goes on, And after that, I was gone before the show was over. Yeah, Franz, he was a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was a great experience. Kind of.
was we were doing a show in Reno, and we were there for like 2 months. After like month number 1, I'm like so bored out of my mind. It's like, what can I do? So I started looking around and I realized, hey, there's an airport here. So I approached Reno Air. I got this idea. I want to make your airplane appear.
Down at the Arrow is where we met. It was closing time, so we jumped in my bed. Out for revenge, I could see it in her eyes. She gently whispers what's in store for me tonight. Hit dozen models in front of the club. Get disconnected and the jealous nightclub. Hit the sidebar, vanilla pouring like crazy.
Hi, I'm Franz Harary, and that's Satchel. He's a 200-pound cougar and one of the fastest animals in the world. And this is a model of a McDonnell Douglas E-80 aircraft. It's one of the fastest jets of Reno Airlines' brand new fleet of planes. Now, the actual plane is over 157 feet long and weighs over 140,000 pounds. Now, with a wingspan of over 108 feet, I'm going to see if I can make the real thing appear right here in broad daylight. Now, to do it, I positioned myself in the far corner of this tarmac. Now, as you can see, we are isolated from every possible direction. If anything were to enter, first of all, you would be able to see it immediately. But more than that, it's virtually an impossibility because, as you can see, we are sealed off from every side. All right, let's do this. Gentlemen, take your positions. All right, take off. All right, open the parachute. We're happening. I'd like to note, from this moment on, the camera will not stop rolling. It'll be one continuous shot, and we won't cut away until an MD-80 has appeared here on this tarmac. Now make sure nothing enters from the right. Make sure nothing enters from the left. Certainly nothing can enter from above. But more importantly, nothing can enter from below. Get the picture? All right, let's do this. Now! Oh yeah!
Franz Harary now enters a more practical and mature phase of his career, and again he grapples with the question of what next?
Right now is kind of a huge time in my career.
Strip away an old identity, right? An old mythology, an old outmoded way of being, and come up with something new to change and transform with the times.
It's a really exciting time for magic because I feel right now is a transition time for Franz Harary.
Daring, intrepid, bold. This was a common lexicon in the stylish world of Harary. Yet beneath the rock star veneer lay the sensitivity and emotion of a true artist.
Well, I think part of being an artist is continuously redefining yourself. And as you grow as a human being, if in fact magic, like every art form, is this communication of the human experience and who you are, you know, as such, the magic needs to change, the illusion, the image, everything needs to change. It needs to be in a continuous state of flux.
Deepest symbol of magic is transformation. A think that's the root of it all. That magic is about transformation.
Certainly, such a journey of constant transformation could only end up in a fundamental understanding of the self. And hopefully when the makeup is removed, one can only be at peace with the face they see in the mirror.
You see how this man lives his life with magic and through magic. It's an inspiration for mankind.
After 30 years of some of the world's greatest and most astonishing illusions, Franz Harary continues to stay ahead of the ever-changing trends. In keeping with the enigmatic character of the artist, Mr. Harary embraces change, ever ready for the next phase, the next journey, the next odyssey in illusion.